Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And I think we have a very exciting subject today, so make sure you watch this video all the way through so you don't miss out on any cool stuff. Before we get into any of that though, the question of today is your favorite cryptocurrency XRP? If it is or if it is not, let me know in the comment section down below because I'm really interested in seeing what coins you guys like. Later today, I also have a video planned on a couple of different coins which I want to tell you guys why I bought them. So, as I said just now, put it in the comment section down below what your favorite coin is. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a hint as to what we're going to be talking about, and it's something you can see right here. By Ian Northing, he says, "What the heck? Trump, Putin, and Jinping together stand for a global blockchain-based currency system." The problem is, this is from April 1st, and thus it can't really be trusted. It's also medium source, and it's all not that good. However, it did make me think about something, and I think you guys already know what I mean. Before we do that though, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. About 63% of you are subscribed, which is not nearly enough. I want to push that to 50%. So make sure you support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. Helps me out a ton and puts a smile on my face. So yes, today we're talking about BRICS. BRICS is an acronym coined for the association of 5 major emerging national economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and since 2010, also South Africa, making BRICS, abbreviated. Now, the BRICS members are known for their significant influence on regional affairs, which is important to note. This is a very important keynote for later. And all are members of G20. Again, G20 we've talked about before. It's the Group of 20, an international forum for governments and central banks governors from 19 countries and the EU, founded in 1999 with the aim to discuss policy pertaining to the promotion of international financial stability, and yada, yada, yada. You guys get it. Now, I was thinking about that, right? I was thinking about BRICS in general. I think about what do we know about it? Have we talked about it before? And what? So a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday, maybe the day before, I asked you guys, do you want to hear more about BRICS theories? Do you want to hear more about all these countries and what they have to do with supposedly XRP? Because if you guys didn't know, a lot of people over on Twitter are very heavy on the BRICS speculation. And when I say very heavy, I mean very, very heavy. And a lot of you guys said yes, so today we're diving into that. Now, this is not the first time that on the channel we covered BRICS. A little while ago in November, we talked about, boom, Ripple XRP, here's more fuel for the jets, BRICS could use XRP to skip US dollar. And I know, this is not a title that I normally would use because it has boom in it, and I don't like that. And I didn't actually know that I wrote it. Or that I made this video even, but I did 7 or so, or 8, 9, I don't even know how many months ago. A little while ago, yes, and it was actually kind of interesting now that I watched it back. And a couple of articles that were covered in that video were these ones. BRICS nations discuss creation of new crypto for unified payment system, and BRICS nation discuss shared crypto to break away from US dollar and SWIFT. Now, this one was most likely not covered in the video because it was published after I made the video. The video was posted with just this one inside, but it's kind of good to summarize some of the info we have from November. Because basically, back in November, a lot of us were hoping, I know it's too much of a hope. It was like a 95 or 99% chance that it wasn't the way it was going to go, but we all hoped that they would have something to do with XRP because of their earlier statement. The creation of a new cryptocurrency for BRICS members nations was discussed at the 11th annual BRICS Summit of 2019. And of course, everybody was hoping that they were going to be either making their currency and transacting it through XRP or really use XRP as their new main currency. To quote, "An efficiently operating BRICS payment system is capable of stimulating settlements in national currencies and ensuring the stability of settlements and investments between our countries, which form more than 20% of the global influx of foreign direct investment. And I think you guys can understand now why it's not that strange that people thought it might be XRP. Same goes here. Up front, it didn't really look like there was no possibility for XRP. Because as it said here, to break away from US dollar and SWIFT, it's really close to my title as well. You know, to skip US dollar, to get away from it, and also away from SWIFT, it's pretty logical that we thought about Ripple and XRP here. Being stifled by USD dominance in trade, BRICS countries are discussing the launch of a multinational crypto. And again, what I just said, it's not crazy we thought about XRP. Now, a couple of things to note here, which are definitely quite important as well, is that they were thinking about launching a currency, right? And the thing is, all that they're saying here sounds a lot like Ripple, a lot like what they want, but also a big part of it is being stifled by the USD dominance in trade. Now, right now, the US dollar is the national world the world currency, the world reserve currency. That's the coin, the global reserve currency, is what the US dollar is right now. And a lot of these countries, they don't like it, especially because they all use a different payment system, and thus it's not really for them. You know, pretty obvious to me as well. It's not really for them. They're not involved. It's not. They're kind of against it, and thus they want to kind of have a way to, kind of compete with it in a certain way. Now, a couple of tweets that I just saw from now: BRICS nation setting up payment network, cutting out the West. There's still a lot of theories about cutting out the West, getting completely rid of USD, or at least just straying away from it and keeping it to themselves. But a lot of guys in the comment section here, and this comes from January and from XRP, XPRT, or expert. It is all a little bit of discussion about, hey, it would be cool if they used XRP. Hey, it is possible. Hey, they are against the US dollar, or at least they want to kind of circumvent it, but also they want to transact with each other and things like that. They still want to use remittances and whatnot. It all kind of sounds like XRP. However, anybody with a keen eye, or anybody that, updated themselves or has a logical piece of sense, knows that what they're talking about here is in fact not XRP, but it will be nice. And Galgatron also explained that on Twitter by stating, after somebody questioned any other system BRICS could be referencing, he said BRICS using crypto is talking about the BRICS cryptocurrency and not XRP. As a response with the article, Russia's multinational BRICS cryptocurrency idea gains traction, and that is because the idea is really pretty popular. All the thoughts could have been around XRP, but they will most likely use their own crypto, is what's still being thought at this point. However, that type of stuff doesn't stop people about speculating something with BRICS and XRP in the process, because there were two options for XRP to benefit from BRICS. One was, of course, that, or actually there's three. One was that this whole currency they're talking about would be XRP. The second is if they were to have a sort of crypto, but that would still not be the intermediary, where they would still need to use XRP to transact it all. That would be a positive thing. And the third is for the greater theory of the government kind of falling apart, or a big revolution, or some bigger world thoughts that people are having. And trust me, guys, these get pretty intense, pretty heavy, and a lot has been going on in these theories and ideas. One of the examples here comes from Ryan Graham. He says, after a reply to Ben Swan, who said, multiple scientists CV altered in lab to better attach to humans. Pretty heavy statement, but all right, some people think that. Again, not going to draw a side on that one, just being objective what I've found. Ryan Graham says, yep, good work here, Ben. The CV, I'm calling that CV to make sure YouTube doesn't, censor it, is going to bring in the global government. All planned, Event 201 shows pre-planning for CV, but ultimately XRP is the one world currency coming with BRICS soon. And again, you might be wondering, why are they saying BRICS here? Why? Well, that's most likely because of scenario, or I guess scenario 2, where XRP is going to be, just transacting all the stuff that BRICS wants, yada yada yada, and also to a certain extent, it's kind of the option 3, where everything is going to be hitting the fan. One world currency is going to be coming. It is all planned. It's a government conspiracy or something along those lines. And since this unified currency is going to be coming, that might be XRP. Moving forward though, because I don't want to leave you off with just those one parts, there have been more and more hints from people, at least that's what people have been telling me or sending to me. For example, here, XRP Yoda just picked up Central Bank of Brazil plans to launch a QR-based instant pay system. All banks with more than 500,000 customers will have used the new system, yada, yada, yada. XRP Yoda says BRICS, hashtag XRP. Where have we seen BRICS with the Black Lives Matter fist? Oh yeah, MoneyGram. That's something we saw earlier as well. Let's open that here. We can see BRICS. You can see the bigger picture. You might be wondering, what is this picture about? Well, you just wait a little split second here, my guys. You just wait a little split second here. King Solomon has also been busy with just kind of ramping up a little bit of this BRICS info piece by piece. And if I make a part 2, just know for a fact that XRP Owl is going to help me out with a little bit of info on all of that. He says here, South African Reserve Bank, which of course is one of the members of BRICS. Implementation of collateral substitution for the South African Reserve Bank's repurchase operations. The South African Reserve Bank's refinancing system is the main mechanism used by the SARB to implement monetary policy. The SARB drains liquidity from the market, which is refinanced at the weekly repurchase repo auctions or repos. At these auctions, the SARB provides liquidity to the commercial banks in exchange for eligible securities, which are lodged with the SARB as collateral. 2K19, the SARB embarked on a project to enable collateral substitution in the weekly repos. In line with this, the SARB negotiated and finalized new global master repurchase agreements with its counterparts. To replace the master repurchase agreements, following a period of testing as of June 15, 2020, the SARB will implement collateral substitution in terms of the weekly main repo operations. This will be applicable to both the 1 week and the recently introduced longer-term repos. The implementation of collateral substitution will provide participants in the SARB's repo operations the flexibility to substitute securities lodged as collateral during the lifetime of the repo. The normal criteria for eligible collateral, haircuts, and margining remain applicable. For more information, you can contact them there. And XP Colt asks, I don't get it. Does Ripple or XP come into play here? But no. We're just tracking BRICS info for later. And basically what we're doing here, and what a lot of people are doing right now, is actually getting a little bit of a story together. And actually getting a little bit of pieces and snippets from what BRICS has really been up to. What's happening over in Brazil, what's happening over in China, India, South Africa. And they're collecting all these pieces of what they're doing with mostly, at least what I've been seeing, bigger monetary policy and what their plans are, what they want to do in terms of money and all that type of stuff. They're grasping it all into a little, or they're grabbing it all into a little snowball, and later on we're gonna just have everything and spill it all out, spill all the beans. However, one thing that remains uncertain and kind of vague is, even though we get messages of what Brazil has been doing, like for example, here are little pieces about what the Central Bank of Brazil has been doing. And if the central bank is involved, most of the times there's monetary policy involved as well. And here again, we were seeing some South African monetary policy going on. But still the question remains, exactly what type of influence does this have on XRP? And what type of influence what kind of evidence does this show for a one world currency or a big division between US and BRICS, which might end up into maybe a war of some sorts in terms of money, or maybe in terms of currency war? A lot of different discussions I've been seeing online as well. But one of the things I've been seeing the most is what I just told you guys to kind of wait out for, and that is these types of things. For example, here Frank Wick puts on Twitter, so much talk about Brazil lately, REXRP. Brazil is the first letter in BRICS. I also know that India, the third letter, has also been highlighted. Anyone having anything interesting, read Russia and South Africa, XP community. And a fun fact, just earlier today, XRP Owl, or maybe yesterday, also posted something on his Twitter that he's looking into some links between Russia and XRP. And trust me when I say, guys, that there have been tons of links between Russia and XRP slash Ripple, at least, I should say. And a lot of people have also been tagging me like a couple months ago already into what Russia's stance is on crypto and possibly some monetary policy. I don't know if it's monetary policy actually, but they've been sending me some ideas that came from Russia. And I don't know if these guys want me to share that type of stuff because a lot of it goes over DM. A lot of these guys make a temporary account. They send me a lot of info on a supposed new revolution, for example, or a lot of info that markets are being manipulated, or a lot of info that this is all conspiracy, or a lot of related things, right? And whenever I ask them like, hey, can I show it, or hey, can I this? They will most of the time say no. And that's why I'm not showing any DMs today. I'm going to be asking a couple of people to, get my story straight for part 2, where I update you guys with some concreter info, because I want everybody to know what's going on and what people are thinking, so you can anticipate for the future and know that if these guys are right, maybe we knew about it or something like that. So he says again, a picture here, which is the BRICS deep state, very big picture, and I think you guys can already understand here that earlier we were talking about the golden standard. That has a very big part in this all. A little bit earlier as well, we were talking about Trump's stance on XRP, has a very big stance in it all. National emergency, this via CV that's going on, the Brexit, all is connected here. How SWIFT has been performing and what they're doing, all is connected. The connections between North Korea and America, and all China, blah, 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 blah. The CBDCs, they're all in here. It's all connected. And I can't explain it to y'all. I'm not even going to try. But a lot of people have been trying to explain to me what it is about and really kind of elaborate on what the bigger theories are. Now, it's still a question on whether or not you believe it or if you think it's worth it at all. But these guys are really heavy on all these countries that are in BRICS because there's supposedly some bigger connections with Ripple or the golden standard or CBDCs that all again could later be connected to XRP. If you want more on the Trump theories, I posted 2 in the last couple of weeks, so I think you got that already. The golden standard we've covered a couple of times on the channel. We've also covered CBDCs / golden standard before on the channel as well. So I'm hoping you guys watch my videos often and are familiar with those. Looking into what 321 XRP says, he says a negative pick of BRICS and BRICS was postponed without a future date set. I think what we need to look at is September and the G7 summit that Trump has invited many new countries to, such as Russia. But Russia said they won't come without China. September gold standard. And here's a little bit of a video about these BRICS guys. This picture is very popular. Maybe we already saw it just now somewhere. At least the picture is very popular. It's just Putin and a couple of the other guys, just the 5 members of BRICS, and then with a little bit of a light. And if you're wondering, let's go on a little bit further. Russia won't participate without China. Russia says can't participate in G7 summit without China. That's because, America, they always have some strange rules, right? Either they don't want China or they don't want Russia with this all because those two most of the time support each other. But Russia won't come without China because China will most likely back them. But it all fits into the picture once more. Again, they maybe want to meet with China, but they won't come without Russia, or they want to come with Russia, but they need to come with China, and these 3 will all be connected or something like that. Everything is planned anyway. At this point, just sit back and enjoy the show. Sounds spot on, and again, a lot of these guys I think can help us out here because of what type of info they all have and what type of stuff they can fetch from just pictures. Here, this is a negative picture, right? This is a negative picture. Well, he says here, I wouldn't consider the photo negative. They are saying hi, and as far as I can decode until now, if 230 blah blah blah, assume it's decimal to Morse, then to text it gives this. Also, someone suggested that at the time of this post, also posted deleted and smiling emoticon. So basically it says this, right? And that is this negative picture of decoded or something like that. That's what the riddlers are for over in XRP and really in general Twitter as well. There's a lot of riddlers who try to kind of talk and kind of get you into those conspiracies. I'm calling them conspiracies because they're theories that are not widely supported and thought to be, you know, governmental against people type of things, or unified, yada yada yada. You get it. They're also about, you know, for example, here Mr. Pool, he has a lot of those types of things going on his Twitter account. This guy 321 XRP, he posts a lot of this type of stuff. And even though I don't personally really understand most of what's going on, I do want to update myself, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people who do support it and who really are interested in it. And thus, I think you guys need to educate yourself as much as you can as well. Here's another hint of what it all was about. Here you can also see the pictures. All BRICS, background color is white, same BRICS. Here you can see background color is white, I think, of the BRICS. Here are the BRICS themselves. You guys know who these guys are. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I think that's kind of because of what they look like, but all right. And here you can see the negative again. On this case, actually, even a Korean Twitter user who opened this up. And here you can see BRICS, same white BRICS. White BRICS here behind the picture. It all is connected, is what they will tell you. And I'm wondering, guys, for real, what are these guys onto? What do they know about this here? Who built it? Who made it? Is it this guy? Let's see here. Is it this guy, Mr. Pooh, who made the picture himself, who's trying to say something with it? Or is it somebody else and he's just translating it all to us? Are we missing something really big, right? Because, again, if you listen to it, you'll most likely hear something. Yeah, there's some random ass sound in there which you might be able to fetch something from. It sounds like gibberish, but some people might be able to fetch something. Does it all mean something? Is it all BS? Is it all leading to a world currency, a big revolution, or gold standard? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'm going to prepare for a part 2 maybe next week, where we discuss more in depth about what this BRICS is and what more views there are and whatnot. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys all in another crypto video. Take care and have a very nice day.